Hey guys, in this video we're going to be looking into recreating some artwork, redrawing some artwork, some pixel-based artwork, which is called raster images. I'm using Adobe Illustrator, and you could use anything from Adobe Illustrator, Corel Draw, Affinity Designer, and a good one, a free one, is Inkscape. It's also vector-based, and you get the same results. They're all good software, and they do basically the same thing. So the difference between a raster image and a vector image, a raster image is based on pixels. And you can see the pixels. I mean, I don't have to zoom in that much. You can see the pixels everywhere. But on a vector image, you're not going to see, no matter how much you zoom in, you're not going to see any pixels because it's not based on pixels. It's a vector image. And that's exactly what we're going to do, is recreate this image using vector graphics. So let's get started. I just opened up a new file, and I decided 8.5 by 11 inches and an RGB. So I'm going to close because I already have it. After I opened it up, I placed that image in here. So here's my image. The first thing I'd like to do is tone it down. That way I can draw comfortably without it distracting me. I'm going to tone it down. Here in the properties panel, I am going to lower the opacity considerably, maybe to 30%. And then I am going to lock the image, lock selection. So that way I cannot move it, I can't select it, I can't do anything. We're going to be recreating redrawing this image. We're gonna use the pen tool, but before we do, I'm gonna show you kind of the basics of the pen tool. I'm gonna choose a red stroke here, and then I'm gonna show you how to get started. So if I just grab the pen tool and I click, let go, you can see the rubber band. Click, and you can start drawing straight lines. So I'm gonna undo that. Or if you click, and the next one that you click, hold the mouse down and then drag. You drag out these handles, which then creates this curve. These handles are shaping this curve, and this handle is dictating where that curve that's coming up is going. So it wants to go this way and then down. So wherever I click, I can see the curve before I click on it. So if I click and then I don't drag, it's going to be a corner. Click, click, corner. But if I click and drag, it'll be a curve. Click and drag, and then close the path. So this is an open path. If I click, drag, click, drag, click, click, and I don't close it, I click away, this is an open path. But if I close it and I go to the beginning and you see that little circle, this is a closed path. I mean, this is completely closed. Okay, so the difference between a fill and a stroke, the fill is what's inside, the green. The stroke, the outline, is what's outside. For example, it's red now, and we can play with the thickness in the stroke width. So the stroke is the outline, and the fill is what fills it, is the green. All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and start drawing. I'm gonna get rid of the fill, no fill, and in the stroke, take it down to 1. So I'm gonna click and then go to my next point, click and drag so that I can get that curve, and there it is. There's my first curve. Now, since I want to go up here and the curve seems to be wanting to go this way, what I can do is hold down the option. I'm holding down the option, grab this handle and move it to where I want the curve to go. So now I can see that the curve aligns to where I want it to go, and then I can click and drag. Now I can click and drag and align it to exactly where I want it to go. So all I need to do is click and drag all the way around. And one thing that is important is make sure that all these lines are touching. So when I start up a new path, I want it to touch to that one. I don't want to end it to here. So I'm going to click off of it, and then I want my new path to touch this one. And then just continue drawing. And then click off of it. Well, holding the command key, I want to click off of it. I'm going to click right on it. Curve, and right in the middle of the other stroke. Where it's here, click and drag, and then click and drag. And I'm also looking right in here so that they touch. And I'm gonna just click right there and then click off of it to start a new path. I'm gonna go up here and start drawing the eyes. So I'm gonna start right in here, click, and I'm watching this here, and I'm gonna end it right there. Click off of it, a command key, and then click off of it, and then the nose. And I'm watching right here to see that they touch. And then I'm going to end it right there. And I'm going to start it here. And I'm going to put it right about here. You want to get at the fewest points possible because it keeps your drawing less complicated. Okay, so here I'm gonna click and drag, and then since it's open, I'm gonna grab with the command key, I'm gonna grab that point and then push it right onto there. And I can always grab these handles and redraw, reshape, and edit my shape. I'm going to continue drawing. I'm going to speed up the video a little bit, and then I'm going to continue drawing till I'm done. It's basically just the same thing over and over until I get done. If I want to convert this into a corner, option, grab the handle, and grab the handle and start drawing. I could go all the way out here, or I could go right in the middle and then click here. So again, I'm gonna speed up the video until I finish, and then I'll meet you back when we're finished. Okay, I'm done with the strokes. I'm done with the lines. I'm going to choose a stroke width that will be as thick as this, and I think maybe 3 point is good enough. The other thing I want to do is how my strokes are ending. And I think you can see it better here. See how this ends? I like to, if I click on the stroke options, I like to end the caps as rounded, like this. So this is rounded. And I also would like to end the corners. I'll also like to round off the corners here, round them off. And so that's looking good. And the only other thing I have to do is the eyes. So the eyes, I'm not going to draw them with the pen tool. I'm just going to draw a holding the Option and the Shift, the Option, so that in fact I'd rather not draw that one. I'll just copy this one and paste. And here, if I click these little two arrows, it'll reverse the fill and the stroke. And so I'll copy that one over here. And that's it. We've redrawn the entire outline. But now we have to add the color, because if you select everything, I'm gonna get my selection tool and then drag it over, you know that it doesn't have any fills. It's completely see-through. So what I'd like to do now is deselect the eyes, and all the red outlines, I'm going to convert it to black. I'm going to change the color to black. And then these, the fill here in the properties, I'm going to convert it to black as well. All right. I am going to select everything except the eyes. I do Option Shift to deselect, because the eyes are not strokes. They are fills. If I go to Command Y to look at my drawing in outlines, you see that everything is outlines except for these eyes. They are fills. These are fills. Okay, let's select everything. Select everything except for the pupils. Shift, select, deselect those pupils. And then what I'd like to do is I'm going to zoom into the ear so you can see what's happening. Right now they're just lines with strokes, with a thickness. And so what I'm going to go is I'm going to go to Object, Path, Outline Stroke to convert those strokes to shapes. So again, Object, Path, Outline Stroke. And as you can see now, they're no longer path. It's a shape. It's a shape. So the next step is I am going to move these out of the way, because I want those hairs to be left as shapes, individual shapes. And I'm going to set up the keyboard increments up here under Illustrator, Preferences, General, and go to Units. No, actually General. Keyboard increments, and I'm going to leave it at well, let's put it at 4 inches, and then just move it with the arrow key 4 inches over. And I'm going to do the same to the pupils. Just move it with the arrow key 4 inches over. I'm going to select everything, and all of these shapes are separate. I can select the ear and then move it. Every single stroke that I did is separate, and I don't want that. I want to combine everything. So I'm going to select everything, and then I'm going to use the Pathfinder and unite everything. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what's going on. All the shapes are separate shapes until I hit the Pathfinder unite, and you can also hit the Pathfinder under the window, and the Pathfinder is right there. So I'm using the Pathfinder in the properties, which is the same thing. Unite. Boom. And it converts everything into one shape. So this is all one shape now. It's not strokes and it's not separate. It's one shape. But the only thing is it's still hollow. You can see that if I go here to in between the page and the artboard, it's still hollow. So what I'd like to do is select it, select everything, go to object. The third step is go to the object and delete or release the compound path. Go to object, compound path, release. And what that does is all of those inner circles or inner shapes, they become independent. So now what I'd like to do to get to coloring, I am going to unlock my reference image, object, unlock all, and then move it with the arrow key, just one click over, and put it at 100% opacity. Because what I'd like to do now is select the shapes, and then with the eyedropper, sample that yellow. For the shirt, I'll select all the shirt shapes and then sample that white. I could have done it with the eyes as well, the beard, and then the arms. Sample, I can sample this one is the same. And there it is. I am going to move those over and then bring them to the front. Object, arrange, bring to the front. And there it is. There it is. Simple as that, guys. The next step, what we're going to do is get these shadows. Get these shadows done. And that's easy. That's real easy. In fact, let's get started. I'm going to select this shape. This is an independent shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, edit, copy, and then paste in front. So the copy is right in front of the other one. Now you see that there's a one behind it. I'm going to change the fill to black. And then I'm going to change the opacity to about 20%. And I can also do maybe 25%. And then I'm going to grab the eraser tool. I'm going to hit the bracket key, the right bracket key, to increase my brush size. And then I'm just going to erase what I don't want. From this. And then here, I'm going to hit the left bracket key. And then I'm going to erase, keep erasing, just what I don't want. But you have to have it selected. So erase, and then erase just what you don't want. There it is. I'm gonna fix this. There we go. And there's the shadow. If you think it's too much, I would increase this to about 15%, maybe even 10%. And there it is. Let's do it on the shirt. This one, and this one. In fact, this one, they all take shadows. I'm gonna copy, paste in front, and then change it to black. And then the opacity, change it to about, let's say 10%, maybe even more on this one, 20. And then select one shape at a time to start erasing. I'm gonna hit the right bracket to increase my brush size. Select this one. Oops. There. Select this one. I'm going to increase the brush size. Decrease, I'm sorry. There we go. And there it is. That's all there is to it. From a raster image. I'm going to increase my artboard size to include both. And that's it. There's nothing to it. It just takes a little bit of practice. In the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to recreate this Tinkerbell using a variable line width. We're going to create some art brushes so that we can recreate this drawing. It's still pixel based and this is vector based. We're going to finish it off, draw it, and then color it in the next video. So please stay tuned, look out for that one, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Please comment, let me know how you like this video.